Hello everyone. Okay, sound is clear, na? Hello. Okay, and screen, is it visible? Screen. Okay, we'll start with the next topic, that is vertigo. Do you know what is vertigo? What is vertigo? Okay. Okay, so we'll start with the new topic, that is vertigo. Vertigo, or you can say giddiness. It is the disturbance of sense of equilibrium. Okay, when there is disturbance in sense of equilibrium and movements, then patient will have vertigo or giddiness. A person feels that either his surroundings are moving around him or he himself is rotating. That is vertigo. Is it okay? You understood the definition of vertigo? It is because of disturbance of sense of equilibrium and movements, and person feels that either his surroundings are moving around him or he himself is rotating. That is called as vertigo or giddiness. Understood or not? Okay, it varies from mild imbalance or dizziness to severe vertigo with nausea, vomiting, and perspiration. Okay, some persons may have mild imbalance, just a little bit imbalance or dizziness, you can say. Or some persons may have severe vertigo, and severe vertigo is along with nausea and vomiting. There will be vertigo or giddiness that is associated with nausea and vomiting and perspiration. Okay, so it varies from just a mild imbalance or dizziness to severe vertigo along with other associated symptoms like nausea, vomiting, or perspiration. Then the physiology of vertigo. It is the equilibrium is maintained by vestibular part of labyrinth. Okay, the equilibrium of the body is maintained by the vestibular part of labyrinth. So where the vestibular part of labyrinth is situated? In which part of ear? Hello. Where is the location of vestibular part of labyrinth? Okay, it is a part of inner ear. The labyrinth is in the part of inner ear. So the vestibular part of the labyrinth, it maintains the equilibrium of the body. Okay, and it is aided by eyes and other proprioceptive senses that are distributed all over the body. Okay, and the final controlling of equilibrium is done by cerebellum and cerebrum. Okay, so the equilibrium is maintained by vestibular part of labyrinth, and it is supported by eyes and other proprioceptive senses. Which are the other proprioceptive senses that are distributed all over the body? The proprioceptive senses are eyes and other some senses that are distributed all over the body. Which are the other senses? Do you know? Okay, if you don't know, tell me tomorrow. Ear, eyes, and other, there are some other proprioceptive senses. Which are the other proprioceptive senses? Tell me tomorrow. Okay. Who is going to tell me? Who will tell me? I don't know the names of students from your batch. Who will tell me? Bolo? Okay, anybody from you? सब लोग देखो और बोलो. Okay, then final controlling of equilibrium is done by cerebellum and cerebrum. So the equilibrium of body is maintained by vestibular part of labyrinth from inner ear, eyes, some other proprioceptive senses, and cerebrum and cerebellum. So we'll move towards the causes, the etiological factors of vertigo. So all these organs, the inner ear and eyes and other proprioceptive senses and cerebrum, they maintain the equilibrium of body. So causes are related to those organs only. When there is any disturbance in those parts, there will be vertigo or patient will have vertigo or giddiness. So first causes in ear. Okay. First cause in external ear, if there is wax or furuncle. This wax or furuncle rarely produce vertigo. Due to stimulation of auricular branch of vagus nerve, there will be vertigo. Okay. Furuncle or wax rarely produce vertigo due to stimulation of auricular branch of vagus nerve. There may be stimulation of auricular branch of vagus nerve, so patient may have vertigo. But it is very rare. That means wax or furuncle cause vertigo. It is very rare, but maybe because of stimulation of auricular branch of vagus nerve. Second one, causes in the middle ear. First one is Eustachian catarrh. The Eustachian catarrh will causes negative pressure in the middle ear. Okay, there will be creation of negative pressure in the middle ear, and it may be transmitted to the inner ear, and that will cause giddiness. And second cause in the middle ear is otitis media. It will cause giddiness by labyrinthitis. So when the infection passes to the inner ear from middle ear, if there is otitis media, that means infection is present in the middle ear, it may um, it may go into the inner ear. The infection may go into the inner ear. Um, if it is not controlled well, then patient will have giddiness or vertigo, that is because of labyrinthitis. Labyrinth may get infected, that uh, and that condition is labyrinthitis, and it will cause giddiness. Okay. Third one, that is inner ear, the causes in the inner ear. First one is trauma. It includes head injury with fracture of temporal bone, and that involving the labyrinth. When there is head injury, accidental injury, there will be fracture of temporal bone, and that may involve labyrinth also. So when there is tear of or rupture of labyrinth, then patient will have giddiness or vertigo. The next one is surgical trauma during surgeries. During surgeries like mastectomy or stapedectomy, the vestibule may get damaged and patient will have giddiness or vertigo. And third one is acoustic trauma, that is because of very loud sound. There will be um, because of that loud sound there will be laceration or concussion or contusion of the labyrinth, and it will cause vertigo or giddiness. Next one is infections. Some infections may cause labyrinthitis. So labyrinthitis may be secondary to acute otitis media or dangerous chronic otitis media, or labyrinthitis is secondary to meningitis, or when there is labyrinthitis because of mumps, measles or herpes zoster, and next condition is syphilis. So these are the infections where the labyrinth is affected, and that's why patient will have, because of labyrinthitis, patient will have vertigo. Then there are some vascular causes like if there is thrombosis or embolism of blood vessel that supplies to labyrinth. Okay, the blood vessel that is supplying to the labyrinth, if it is having thrombosis or when there is embolism, it will cut off the blood supply of the labyrinth. So as there is no blood supply or poor blood supply, patient will have vertigo or giddiness. Next one is tumors. Acoustic neuroma is the neurofibroma of eighth cranial nerve. Okay. When there is acoustic neuroma, that is neurofibroma of eighth cranial nerve, then that neurofibroma will cause again vertigo or giddiness. And some other conditions like Meniere's syndrome and motion sickness, this will also lead to vertigo or giddiness. Meniere's syndrome is a triad of three symptoms, that is vertigo, tinnitus and deafness. Okay, so the Meniere's syndrome, it includes vertigo, tinnitus and deafness. It will also have giddiness or vertigo. Okay, these are the causes in the ear. Any difficulty in causes of ear, causes that are present in the ear? Any difficulty? Everyone understood the causes that are present in the ear? No difficulty? Okay, then we'll move towards the causes that are present outside the ear. Causes from outside the ear. So first one is cardiovascular causes. When there is diminish the blood supply to the labyrinth or brain. When there is poor blood supply to the labyrinth and or to the brain, that may cause giddiness or vertigo. Hypertension with atherosclerosis in blood vessel, reducing the blood supply to the labyrinth, cerebrum and cerebellum, as well as hypotension. The next one is neurological causes. When there is vertebro-basilar artery syndrome in elderly persons, there is sudden loss of balance with tendency to fall down. That is vertebro-basilar artery syndrome. It is present in elderly. There is sudden loss of balance with tendency to fall down. The next one is tumor or abscess in cerebellum on brainstem. If tumor is present or abscess is present in the cranium or in cerebellum or in brainstem, it may cause giddiness or vertigo. Then increased intracranial tension. If there is increased intracranial tension, that may be because of tumor or abscess, it will also cause giddiness or vertigo. And head injury. If there is accidental injury or head injury, it may also lead to giddiness or vertigo. Because the giddiness or vertigo, the final control is by cerebellum and cerebrum. So when there is any injury to cerebellum or cerebrum or the higher centers, then patient will have giddiness or vertigo. Then there are some metabolic causes like if the patient is diabetic, it will cause neuritis of eighth cranial nerve. So in diabetes, there will be uh, patient will present you with neuritis, and also a patient will have neuritis of eighth cranial nerve. So as there is neuritis, patient will have giddiness or vertigo. Then there is hypoglycemia. When there is hypoglycemia, that is reduced glucose supply to the brain or to the inner ear. So hypoglycemia. That what is hypoglycemia? What is hypoglycemia? And what is hyperglycemia? Is low glucose level is hypoglycemia, and hyperglycemia is so the metabolic causes includes diabetes and hypoglycemia, as there is a reduced glucose supply to the vital centers in the brain and to the ear. It may cause giddiness or vertigo. And last one is hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism may also cause giddiness or vertigo. Next one is anemia. Oxygen supply to the brain and labyrinth is reduced. Okay. When there is in anemia, oxygen supply to the labyrinth and to the brain is reduced due to low. क्या होता है एनीमिया में? ऑक्सीजन क्या? हेलो. ओके. Due, due to low hemoglobin, oxygen supply to the labyrinth and brain is reduced due to low hemoglobin. As the patient is having low hemoglobin, there will be reduced oxygen supply to the labyrinth and to the brain. So it may also cause giddiness or vertigo. Then there are some ophthalmic causes like diplopia or refractory errors, some refractory errors like which are the refractory errors? 11th 12th में था आई थिंक. ओके. आवाज येतोय? हॅलो. ओके. स्क्रीन स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? Okay. So there are some ophthalmic causes like diplopia, some refractory errors. Refractory errors like which are the refractory errors? Okay. Okay, okay. So in those conditions also patient will have giddiness and vertigo. What is diplopia? Okay. Okay, what is glaucoma? Third one is glaucoma. Glaucoma. तो आप देख के बोलो ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजी में वो सब आएगा ग्लूकोमा डिप्लोपिया एंड अदर रिफ्रैक्टरी एरर्स लेकिन कल बोलो मुझे सब लोग व्हाट इज ग्लूकोमा क्या होगा ग्लूकोमा एनी आइडिया सीनियर्स सीनियर्स है क्या सब लोग प्रेजेंट ओके दैट इज ग्लूकोमा इंक्रीज्ड इंक्रीज्ड क्या प्रेशर इन द that means increase intraocular pressure. Increase intraocular pressure. Okay. Okay. That is increased intraocular pressure. ठीक है. Next one is cervical spondylosis. That is osteophytes compress the vertebral artery and that will cause reduced blood supply to the labyrinth. Okay, what happens in cervical spondylosis? There are osteophytes formation, and those osteophytes will compress the vertebral artery, and it will cause reduced blood supply to the labyrinth also, as well as to the brain also. So, because of compressing of the vertebral arteries, there will be a reduced blood supply to the brain as well as to the labyrinth, and that will cause giddiness or vertigo. Okay, any difficulty in causes that are outside the ear? There are some cardiovascular causes like diminished blood supply to the labyrinth or to the brain, and that is because of hypertension and atherosclerotic changes that occur in blood vessels. So because of those atherosclerotic changes that occur in blood vessel, they will reduce the blood supply to the labyrinth as well as to the brain, that is cerebrum or cerebellum. The neurological causes will include any when there is any increased intracranial tension because of tumor or abscess that are present in the brain or in the cerebellum or brainstem or because of head injury, those are under neurological condition. Then some metabolic causes like diabetes. In diabetes there will be neuritis, okay, of eighth cranial nerve, and as well as in hypoglycemia, as there is reduced glucose supply to the brain or to the inner ear, it will also cause giddiness and vertigo and hypothyroidism. And other causes like anemia में hemoglobin कम हो जाता है तो oxygen supply to the brain or to the labyrinth it will also get reduced as when there is reduced oxygen supply patient will have giddiness or vertigo. And some ophthalmic causes, because of some ophthalmic causes like diplopia double vision or refractory errors like myopia or hypermetropia, and glaucoma means increased intraocular pressure, that will also cause giddiness or vertigo. And cervical spondylosis, if the patient is having cervical spondylosis, that is there are osteophytes formation, and those osteophytes will compress the vertebral artery, and that will reduce the blood supply to the brain as well as to the labyrinth, and that will lead to vertigo or giddiness. So whenever a patient of vertigo or giddiness comes to your clinic, you should know all these causes. Okay, that the causes from inner ear, sorry, in the external ear, then causes in the middle ear, then causes in the inner ear, and the causes that are present outside the ear. Okay. The next, the third, non-pathological vertigo. If non-pathological vertigo is present, like if the patient is having vertigo, that may be because of heights, due to unusual visual stimulation from height. If patient goes at the height, um, खूप उंच ठिकाणावरून एखाद्याला गिडीनेस किंवा व्हर्टिगो येतो. So that is a non-pathological condition. Okay, there is no pathology. So it is because of heights. Then spinning movements due to stimulation of semicircular canal. Because of spinning movements of what? Spinning कहाँ पे होता है? Like examples are. Hello, what is spinning movements? काही फिरणारी वस्तू असेल तर काही काही पेशंट्सला वर्टिगो किंवा गिडीनेस येऊ शकतो. फिरणारी वस्तू किंवा इफ म्हणजे उंचीवर गेले तर त्याच्यामुळे पण वर्टिगो येऊ शकतो, किंवा एखादी फिरणारी वस्तू दिसली आहे तर त्याच्यामुळे पण वर्टिगो किंवा गिडीनेस येतं पेशंटला, बिकॉज ऑफ स्टिम्युलेशन ऑफ सेमीसर्क्युलर कॅनल, or when there is sudden change of floor texture. If the texture of floor is suddenly changes, then that may also lead to vertigo or giddiness. All these are the causes of that are present in the non-pathological vertigo. These are the non-pathological vertigo. There is no pathology. Okay, understood? Hello. Any difficulty in non-pathological vertigo? Okay, next one is functional. It is very common, but it may be idiopathic origin. Functional vertigo. It is quite common, but it may be idiopathic origin, where the cause is still not identified. Even in patients having vertigo due to an organic cause, there may be functional overlay, as the vertigo takes away the confidence of the patient. Okay, and vertigo of labyrinthine origin. Okay, if the patient is having vertigo which is labyrinthine in origin, it is never accompanied with neurological signs. Neurological signs like unconsciousness or convulsions. Okay, if the vertigo is of origin of labyrinthine, because of any labyrinthitis or any rupture injury to the labyrinth, if it is present, that means it is, if the vertigo is of labyrinthine origin, it is never accompanied by neurological signs. There are no neurological signs present, like unconsciousness or convulsions. Unconsciousness or convulsions are only present when there is any injury or abscess or tumor that is intracranial. That means if the when there is injury to the higher centers like cerebrum or cerebellum, then only the neurological signs and symptoms are present like unconsciousness or convulsions. Okay, if it is labyrinthine in origin, there are no neurological signs. And if it is present, if the neurological signs like unconsciousness or convulsions, those are present, that may be because of injury to the higher centers like cerebrum, cerebellum, etc. And the severe vertigo may be accompanied by nausea and vomiting. Okay, next one is investigations. Which investigations will have to do in the patient of vertigo? Okay, you tell me which are the investigations will have to do in if the patient of vertigo comes to you. बोलो क्या क्या इन्वेस्टिगेट करोगे करोगे तुम लोग if a patient of vertigo will comes to you. Hmm? Hello. Hello. Bolo, you know the causes of vertigo. So how will you investigate the case of a vertigo? थोड़े- अरे कॉमन बोलो ना कुछ कॉमन सपोज कॉजेज दैट आर प्रेजेंट आउटसाइड आउटसाइड कॉजेज में क्या है एनीमिया है तो यू हैव टू इन्वेस्टिगेट क्या इन्वेस्टिगेट करोगे ओके एनीमिया है तो उसका सीबीसी करना पड़ेगा एचबी लेवल देखना पड़ेगा नेक्स्ट वन इज इफ व्हेन देयर इज इंक्रीज इंट्राक्रेनियल प्रेशर इंट्राक्रेनियल प्रेशर इंक्रीज है बिकॉज ऑफ मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ एब्सेस और ट्यूमर और हेड इंजुरी देन यू हैव टू डू दी न्यूरोलॉजिकल एग्जामिनेशन न्यूरोलॉजिकल इन्वेस्टिगेशंस करना पड़ेगा उसका लाइक electroencephalography or cerebral angiography etc. You have to do CT scan, MRI of the head if patient is having head injury. Then the pathological investigations like you have to do hemogram as anemic patient may have vertigo, so you have to do hemogram. Then you have to do BSL as if the patient is diabetic, then there will be neuritis and it will cause vertigo, so you have to do the BSL of the patient. Then you have to do serum cholesterol as there is if the patient is hypertensive, if the patient is having to detect the atherosclerotic changes, you have to check the levels of serum cholesterol. So these are the pathological investigation. Or syphilis is one of the cause, so you have to do VDRL also. And hypothyroidism is one of the cause, so you have to do thyroid function test also. Okay. Okay, investigations. First, you have to treat the patient symptomatically. If a patient comes to you, you have to treat the patient having giddiness. You should first, that patient should be treated first symptomatically as symptoms लेना है patient का और you have to treat the patient first. After he becomes comfortable, when he becomes comfortable, then you have to do the investigations that are advised. Okay. So first you have to examine the patient. You have to take the history regarding the giddiness, deafness. If the patient is whether the patient is having giddiness along with deafness, or whether there is tinnitus or otorrhea. Otorrhea means what? Discharge from ear. Whether the patient is having otorrhea, or whether patient is having some cardiovascular or neurological symptoms. तो ईयर का फर्स्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन करना है वर्टिको का और गिडीनेस का, दैट इज whether the patient is having deafness or tinnitus, or whether the patient is having otorrhea. As acute otitis media or chronic otitis media are one of the cause of giddiness. So you have to take the detailed history regarding the complaints of ear. Okay, then you have to go for the past history of the injury. If the patient is having injury, then you have to take the past history of injury as well as diabetes. If the as the patient, whether the patient is having diabetes, or whether he is hypertensive, or he if he is on some medications, or if he is undergone any surgery in past. So you have to take the past history, as well as tobacco or alcohol consumption का भी history लेना है. Then you have to do otoscopy for TM perforation, that is tympanic membrane perforation. You have to do otoscopy with the help of otoscope whether the patient is having tympanic membrane perforation. Then you have to check the blood pressure of the patient. Then cardiovascular or central nervous system examination, that is neurological. If the patient is the patient having neurological signs or symptoms, okay, then you have to go for test for ear functions, that is test of hearing like tuning fork test or audiometry, that has to be done. uh, then there are some labyrinthine tests like calorie test or electronystagmography. Those tests should be carried out. Then radiological examination for mastoid or cervical spine and skull. As there is cervical, one of the cause is cervical spondylosis, so you have to go for the radiological examination of cervical spine, whether there are osteophytes that are formed and they are uh, giving a pressure effect to the vertebral artery. Then pathological examinations like hemogram, BSL, VDRL, thyroid function tests, etc. Then ECG, electrocardiogram, and other neurological investigations like CSF examination, CT scan brain, or cerebral angiography, or electroencephalography, etc. Is it okay? Understood or not? Investigations. Bolo, any difficulty? You know the causes of vertigo, then according to that, you have to investigate the patient. Okay? Then the treatment. Uh, specific, it is, if you know the cause, the specific cause of the giddiness or vertigo, then you have to treat that cause. And then the vasodilators are contraindicated for giddiness after head injury and acute myocardial infarction. If the patient is having head injury or acute myocardial infarction, the vasodilators are contraindicated for giddiness. And lastly, you have to assure the patient should be assured that the giddiness is not a serious, but it only has a nuisance value in majority of cases. Okay, so that is the treatment. If you know the specific cause, you have to treat the cause. Okay, that's all for today. Any difficulty? Is there any difficulty? Okay, then prepare the notes, read it carefully. Okay, you have the PPTs now. Okay, then prepare the notes and send it to me. Okay, okay, I will end the meeting now. Bye.